All right, good morning. Welcome to our 45-minute Vinyasa class. Um, we just kind of spend these mornings looking in ways to move our bodies so that we're a little bit challenged, but also being really kind and just trying to find some energy that's within us, letting our body do its natural work, wake up and become focused for the day. On a side note, like this class is changing its name only to Sunrise Yoga. And I just kind of thought that would be a fun name as we go into February and March, because the sun is going to be starting to rise about this time, and kind of coincides with just looking for those morning routines, things that we can do to kind of set the tone for the rest of our day. So it'll be similar class of Vinyasa, but just thought I would add a fun name to it. So we're starting actually in child's pose today. So now that you're comfortable on your mat, we're going to switch it up and bring knees mat width apart, big toes together. Sit down on heels and bring chest and forehead down to the ground. So if you're anything like me, like my low back it always seems to tense up when it gets cold. And this child's pose is a great way to kind of start to wake up my hips and low back. And it's also good as we just kind of come out of bed in the mornings. One of the first poses to do in order to just bring some focus into your practice and onto your mat. So start to take some inhales and exhales here, in through your nose and out through your nose. And as you do so, just paying attention to how that breath feels. You know, breathing is one of those things that just is automatic throughout our day, and we rarely bring attention to it. So as we become aware of our breath on our mat and start to use it as a tool, then it can help us use that off our mat as well. Whether it's looking to bring focus or calm, it can help us bring some energy. That breath is really a driving force. So just noticing it, and not just right now during your practice, but maybe bringing that focus back to your breath as I cue movement today. So trying to just marry that breath and movement together. On your next inhale, I want you to come up onto hands and knees into tabletop. And we're going to tuck our toes underneath and just sit back on those heels this morning, starting with our feet to bring some stretch to them, some energy. We've got a good stretch going in our toes and our arches of our feet. If this is too intense for you, feel free to bring hands down to the mat and lift those hips at all, but working towards getting our full upper body weight to rest on those heels and stretch our feet out. Let's take a couple inhales here. We're going to move those arms. So just inhale, reach hands out and up overhead if you're able. And exhale, hands float down. This is a good distraction for that stretch on our feet. So inhale, reach, hands high. And exhale, we're just going to do one more cycle like that. Inhale, reach, hands high. And exhale, hands come down. Let's bring hands down to the mat, untuck toes, and just pedal those feet out, tap them on the ground. And just sit back on your heels with those toes and the feet flat on the mat. All right, from here, we're going to work those leg muscles a little bit more. Again, using those arms to inhale and exhale, but rise up off your heels to a kneeling position. Inhale, reach high, and then exhale, sit low. So a little bit of a challenge for you is to only hover above those heels. Don't come all the way down to rest. Start to build some energy. So inhale, reach up high. And exhale, try to sink low, hover, hold, and then inhale, reach high. Just doing 3 more of these. So exhaling and inhaling. Exhale, full breath out. Deep breath in. Exhale and inhale. All right, from hands at the top here, I want you to exhale and twist to the right side. Reach hands high. And exhale, twist the opposite side. We're going to do 2 more on each side, so just keep breathing. Inhaling to center, exhaling, twisting opposite direction. Let those knees be ground down. I like doing this from kneeling because our knees actually move a little bit less than our feet. So this really gets into our hips and spine. All right, here we are. From center, we're going to come back down to seated spot on our mats. And looking to just do this graduated vinyasa, I'm going to call it. I did a little bit this on Thursday morning's class, very similar. So we're going to start with a seated vinyasa, move to a kneeling vinyasa, and then do the variations standing as well. So we're going to start legs nice and wide in a V. Just take a stretch, reach forward into a fold, kind of noticing where your body is tight. And then let's tuck left foot in towards that right thigh. Reach right hand out over right foot, maybe even grab those toes, and left hand comes up into a side stretch. So just holding this, we're going to move through slowly on this first stretch in order to, just be curious about any tightness and try to move into a little bit of a stretch on each position. Now stay onto that right side, but both hands reach out over that foot now. So you're squaring shoulders off over that leg. Gaze forward. And then left hand is going to come up and over and plant right behind that left hip. Lift hips up high. Keep that right leg straight. And reach behind you with right arm. Gaze over that right hand. And let's lower down. Tee off arms. Extend left leg out to a V. Reach forward. Tee off those arms. Tuck right foot in by left thigh. Take that stretch over to the left side, stretching through right side body. How's that breath doing? When we start to get into these sides and they're tight, sometimes we tend to hold our breath. So just be intentional, nice smooth inhales and exhales. And then square those shoulders off, reach both hands around that foot. Right hand cartwheels up and plants by that right hip. Lift hips up, left leg stays straight. Again, left arm is reaching behind you. Let that gaze follow. Lower down, tee off arms. Extend arms out and then forward. Just taking a couple breaths here in this wide-legged forward fold. And then let's reverse which side we start on. So right foot tucks in. Take that left side stretch. And then reach both hands out over that foot. Square shoulders. Cartwheel that hand. Plant it. And lift hips up. Lower down. Tee off arms. Wide legs. Reach forward. Tee off arms, come back, and left foot tucks in, side stretch towards the right leg. Reach both hands out over that foot, square shoulders. Cartwheel left hand, plant it behind you, lift hips. Use that knee and foot as that anchor. And lower down, tee off arms, extend left leg, reach forward. All right, we're gonna do that on both sides again. This time, be very mindful, like it's more familiar, so we can start to add that breath. I'll cue some inhales and exhales, and let's see what we can do to follow along. If not, no big deal, but just moving that direction. So let's tuck left foot in. Take an inhale, tee off those arms, side stretch on that exhale. Inhale, center over that foot, and exhale, reach beyond those toes. Inhale, cartwheel hand. Exhale, lift hips. Inhale, lower, tee off those arms, extend left leg. Exhale, forward fold, reach those hands forward. Inhale, tee off those arms, tuck right foot. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, twist. Exhale, reach over those toes. Inhale, cartwheel hand. Exhale, lift hips. Come back down, tee off those arms, extend right leg. And on an exhale, reach forward. All right, starting with that left side, we're gonna tuck right foot in, cartwheel or side stretch over to the left. Reach over and beyond that left foot, both hands. Swing that right arm up, lift hips. On an exhale, let's lower down. Inhale, extend. And exhale, reach forward, fold. Inhale, bring that left foot in. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, adjust those shoulders, square them off. And exhale, reach beyond that foot. Tee off those arms, plant that foot, lift hips. And lower. Extend that leg out, reach beyond and into that forward fold. All right, take a few breaths here. Just appreciating that forward fold. You can grab your toes. All right, come on back up. We're gonna make our way onto hands and knees now. All right, spread fingers nice and wide, knees hip width apart. Couple cat cows here. Inhale, drop belly, gaze up. Exhale, round spine, push the earth away. Inhale, drop belly. Move through cat cows in your own breath here. All right, come to neutral spine. Let's tuck toes, lift hips up into down dog. Pedal those feet out. And come down to kneeling. All right, adding a move that we don't do traditionally in a lot of yoga classes. It is a baby push-up or baby chaturanga. So from tabletop here, we're taking chaturanga arms and letting them go along our sides and just take this push-up in order to build strength in those chaturanga arms. So you're lowering down, maybe nose touches the mat, maybe not. But really, it's a lot less on those wrists, but you're still working those triceps to build strength. So from that baby chaturanga, we're gonna spring and push up to kneeling. Hands come up overhead. All right, let's do that one more time. So come back to tabletop, we'll start our vinyasa for kneeling. Deep breath in, lengthen spine. Exhale, push up. Hips stay up over knees, and then come on up to kneeling, hands overhead. Extend that right leg out to the side. Extend those toes to point forward. And then side stretch over to the right. Come back up to center. And just like we did when we were seated, now I want you to adjust those right toes to point out to the side and then reach over that leg. Hands stay hovering if possible here, just to start to build strength in that low back. Rise up, come to center, adjust those toes to point back towards the screen. And then plant left hand down, side stretch. Come back up to center. Hands come down to the mat, come to tabletop with that leg. Baby push up. And spring up. Hands overhead, extend left leg. Toes point towards the screen. Side stretch to the left. Center. And turn that foot. Reach out beyond that leg. Rise up to center. Adjust those shoulders to square off. Right hand comes down. Side stretch. Come on back up to center. Hands down to the mat in tabletop. Bring that foot in. Tuck toes, lift hips up into down dog. Just for a moment here to stretch legs out. And lower back down into tabletop. Take that push up. Rise up. Hands overhead. Starting with the left side, extend left leg out. Side stretch to the left. And center. Adjust those toes. Reach out beyond left foot. And center. Square those shoulders off. Bring that right hand down. Side stretch. Option here as we start to move to these side stretches to hover that right arm. So I know my little tapestry is kind of hiding it, but biceps are hugging around those ears. Come back up. Lower hands down, step that foot in. Push up and rise up. Extend right leg. Side stretch to the left. And center. Adjust that foot, reach out beyond right toes. And come on up. Adjust those toes, side stretch to the left. Hand plants. And hovering that arm if you would like. Inhale back to center. Hands down to the mat, step into tabletop. All right, tuck those toes, lift hips up into down dog. Take a few breaths here. Lower down to knees. Take a cat-cow, inhale, drop belly, gaze up, and exhale, round spine, push the earth away. All right, flat back, lower down, take that micro push up. Keep elbows hugging in, rise up, extend right leg. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, adjust foot, reach beyond right leg. Inhale, center. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands down, tabletop. Take an inhale, find neutral. And exhale, push up. Rise up on the inhale. Extend leg. Side stretch to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale, adjust toes, reach beyond left foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, Side stretch to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands down, tabletop. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, nose down, take that push up, and rise up. Extend left leg. Side stretch. Center. Adjust toes, reach beyond that leg. Rise up. Hand comes down or hover right side. Center and tabletop. Take your push up. Rise up. Extend right leg. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach beyond that foot. Come back up. Side stretch to the left. And center. Come to tabletop. Tuck those toes, lift hips up into down dog. Bend knees, gaze forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bow. Let's grab opposite elbows here. Believe it or not, this is our first standing position. Our first standing forward fold. So feel free to bend or straighten those knees any bit. Finding some movement in that back and hamstring area. Let head hang completely heavy, releasing tension. All right, bring hands down to the floor and then inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise, reach up to stand. And exhale, cactus arm back bend. Inhale, reach hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Bend knees, plant hands, step back to plank. So you can move to chaturanga push-ups here. They can be full chaturanga push-ups or down on your knees. Yogi's choice for these. Flow through up dog and everyone's going to come into down dog. Take left leg high. Bend knee, open up through side body. And then straighten that leg and step through to low lunge. Staying on the ball of that back foot, inhale, reach hands, high crescent. All right, challenging our balance here a little bit. This right hand is going to come down. Left hand reaches and take a side stretch here. Come to center. Take it to the opposite side. Left arm down. Right hand reaches overhead. Come to center. Cactus arm back bend here. Be nice and straight in that back knee so that you can really feel this stretch through the left hip flexor. Reach hands high. Interlace those fingers behind you. Drop back heel down to warrior one. And then hinge into that humble warrior. Right shoulder is by that right knee. From here, go back to that high crescent lunge. So roll to the ball of that back foot, release those hands, and rise up. Hands down to the ground, step back to plank. Chaturanga push-up. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Take left leg high. Bend that knee, open up through side body. Feel that stretch. Straighten that leg and come forward to low lunge. Inhale, sweep those arms up, high crescent lunge. Left hand comes down first. Take that stretch through right side body. Inhale, both hands high. Exhale, right hand comes down. Stretch to the right. And center. Cactus arm back bend. Gaze up. Inhale, reach hands high. And on the exhale, drop that back heel. Interlace those fingers behind you. Humble warrior. Hinge that left shoulder towards left knee. Release hands, adjust that foot, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Lower chaturanga push-up. Up dog. And down dog. Bend knees, gaze forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise, reach up to stand. Exhale, cactus arm back bend. Reach hands high. Forward fold. Halfway lift. And bow. Bend knees, plant hands, find plank. Chaturanga push-up. Up dog. And down dog. All right, left leg goes high first this time. Bend knee, open up through side body. Extend leg. Step forward using that exhale. Inhale, reach hands, high crescent. Left hand comes down, side stretch, reach that right arm overhead. And center. Left arm goes up, right goes down. Center. Take your back bend here, cactus arms. Reach hands high. Interlace fingers behind you, drop that back heel, warrior one, two, humble warrior. Release hands, go to the ball of that right foot, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down, step back. Find your flow, make your way to down dog. All right, take right leg high. Bend knee, open up through right side. Straighten leg. And step through low lunge. Inhale, reach hands high. Right hand comes down, left reaches overhead, stretch. And center. Left hand down, right overhead, stretch. Center, and back bend. Gaze up. Reach hands high. Interlace those fingers, drop back heel. Humble warrior. Bow that head, tuck chin into chest, reach hands overhead or up any bit. Release hands, high crescent lunge. Exhale, bring those hands down to the mat, step back to plank. Chaturanga push-up. Up dog. And down dog. All right, options here. You can hold down dog. We're going to be here about 30 seconds. So if you want to take child's pose instead, feel free to go to child's pose. Wherever you go, notice that breath. And see if you can deepen that breath, slowing it down, bringing it deeper into your belly. And let that breath be soothing. Let your muscles relax and release. All right, make your way up to down dog if you're not there. And we're going to step forward to forward fold at the top of our mat. Grab opposite elbows, take your stretch here. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. And exhale, bow. Inhale, rise, reach up to stand. And exhale, cactus arm back bend. Reach hands high. And Tadasana, hands down by sides. All right, wiggle those toes, maybe even just creating space between each of your toes on the mat. Let those knees release any tension. Standing nice and strong here, but free of stress or tension. All right, inhale, reach hands high. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step right foot back into pyramid. So feet are still shoulder width apart. Both sets of toes point forward. Long spine here. Bring hands to hips. Create a flat back, maybe coming up about halfway. Crown of your head reaches through that tailbone. Then from here, I want you to hinge with as flat a back as possible towards left leg. Then bring hands down, tuck nose and forehead towards shin. Taking a couple breaths here. So if that back right heel wants to be lifting here, try to step that foot forward a little bit and then really push that heel, energize it into the mat. Notice what that does to your leg when you become very intentional with where the energy is in that right foot. All right, from here, we're going to take a twist and open up that left side. So if you need a block under your right hand to bring the floor closer, feel free to grab a block. Otherwise, just ground into that right hand, open left hand up to the side. Again, check in with that right heel, make sure it's firm towards the earth, and then really push into that entire left foot, elongating left leg all the way through that hip. Feel that deep stretch. Bring hand down. All right, this time leaving left hand on the mat, open up right hand to twist. Bring right hand down, forward fold over that leg. Take that chin and knee or nose towards that shin. Bend that front knee. Let's step forward to the top of our mat. Grab opposite elbows. Hands come down, step left foot back into pyramid. Again, adjusting those feet. Make sure you have that solid foundation. You're still challenging yourself with that left heel. It's kind of this fine balance between it wanting to lift and you being able to ground it down. All right, hands come to hips, long spine. lifting up about halfway. Relax those shoulders, pull them away from your ears. Deep inhale, and on the exhale, hinge over right leg. Nose comes down. All right, you can grab those blocks if you need them, place it under left hand. Again, push into that left heel and then twist open to the right side. Even though we're twisting here, let our jaw be free of tension. Push into that right foot, ground down, elongate through that entire leg, through your hip. Bring right hand back down. Square and center off here, then right hand stays down. Left hand opens up to the side. Continuing to just let that breath flow freely. Bring left hand down, fold into that leg. Taking a few breaths here. And let's step forward to the top of our mats. Grab opposite elbows. Let's sway right to left here. If you prefer to have your hands down on the mat, walking fingertips from the right side over to the left, feel free to do that as well. Let's try to let that upper body and neck, head, everything be heavy as you move or find some stretching. Pause at center and let's roll ourselves up to stand. And as you roll up, arms just dangle. They're the heaviest part of your body here. Let them hang out and then reach hands high, energize into arms. And exhale, forward fold. Bend knees, plant hands, step or hop back to plank. Chaturanga push-up. Inhale, up dog. From up dog here, we're going to keep arms straight. Let those knees come down to the mat. Let's gaze back over our right shoulder, looking at our right foot. Do the same thing, come through center and go over that left shoulder. And center, let's push back into rock pose so knees stay together. Hips go back towards heels, forehead comes down. So if that forehead doesn't quite connect to the mat here, you can stack palms. Let head rest on the back of your hands. What I want to create here is this sensation where it's a little harder to breathe, of course, because we're tucked into this ball. So I want you to take those slow, deep inhales and really feel that back expand. Feel that spine lengthen. Taking about 5 more breaths here. So let that belly inflate, and as belly inflates, it helps that back find some mobility here. After your 5 breaths, let's just hang out here. Let that breath be more natural and easy. And push up into those hands into tabletop. Now swing feet out in front of us. Straighten those legs. Bring hands behind you. Fingers are going to point towards the feet. Setting up for reverse tabletop here first. So we're going to walk feet towards us. Put those feet closer to you. then we're just going to lift those hips up, gaze up and maybe back a little bit. See if you can put a little weight into the balls of your feet rather than the heel. And let's lower down. Straighten those legs. So if you want to take reverse tabletop, if that felt really good in your body and you want to skip reverse plank, feel free. But we're going to move on to reverse plank here. So point those toes down towards the mat and lift heart first towards the sky. So you're broadening the collarbones. Engage belly, strengthen, and then lift hips up. Draw those toes down towards the floor. Again, gaze can be straight up or look slightly back. Deep inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly lower your hips down. Come back upright. Inhale, reach hands straight up overhead. And then exhale, reach for toes. Left hand stays reaching forward. Take right hand and just circle it, slide it down along the side of that right leg. Circle it back and reach up and forward. Let's switch sides. Right hand stays forward. Left hand slides down, reaches behind you and over. Let's reverse that. Left hand stays. Right hand reaches up and over and comes up the side. Connects with those toes. Left hand reaches up and over and circles around, reaches forward. Let nose fall down as you stretch into this final forward fold. You're going to release those toes and slowly slide back till you're lying all the way down. Once you're down with those shoulders and head, take a full body stretch. Then pull knees into chest, rock right to left. If there's anything else that you want to do here before we rest in Shavasana, feel free. Take a moment, find happy baby or twist, anything that your body needs. Then as you're ready, let's extend those limbs all the way out into Shavasana. Once you're in Shavasana, I want you to take the deepest inhale you've taken yet today, and a nice audible sighing exhale out your mouth. Then let your breath be natural. Feeling nice and settled. Like just letting your body bring focus and ease. And as you're ready, let's just wiggle those fingers and toes. Making any movements, either rolling off to your side or taking a rock and roll position up to seated. Sit up nice and tall once you're there. Maybe close eyes, just kind of feel how awake that body is. Even though you're awake, you are focused, but still have this ease about you. Noticing how that breath sounds one last time here before we complete practice. And then take a deep inhale, reach hands out and up overhead. Hands come together and down to heart. Head bows. Yes, thanks so much for joining me for this morning's class. I hope you have an amazing Friday. Namaste.